about. And I want to ask you something about this. I don't know if I shared this with you or not, and I'm putting this on wax on the podcast. In rare instances, I know a lot of times if a company knows who they want, they'll get them. But typically, a lot of companies, from what I experienced, typically like to at least let everybody interview, then make their decision, at least once they get the feedback from my experience. Now, have there ever been instances where y'all sent the offer to somebody knowingly and had the other person interviewing, knowing the other person was sending the offer?
So your question is, knowing we already know who we want to pick. Mm-hmm. So you send an offer to the person that you want to pick, but you let the person complete their interview anyway.
Right.
That is not good practice.
Exactly.
At all.
I've experienced
for any company.
I've experienced that. And the funny thing is, this is the one time where on my end, I'm not making assumptions because I know, because a person I'm friends with worked there and got the 411. Because you know in your heart of hearts, when you like everybody you talk to, you done killed it. Yeah. Y'all talking about TV shows. You write TV shows, you're gonna write down. You was like, okay, that's it. And everything I was hearing from that friend of mine was like, yo, they loved you. Like, they're all recommending like a yes. And then I get hit up by the recruiter and they're like, well, yeah, they went with a person that's a little stronger or whatever. And I told my friend, I was like, can't be. And they made a decision and the interviewers didn't even know that an offer went out. So they was pissed because you waste their time too. Mm-hmm. And I was like, okay, cool. It is what it is. But I was dumb enough to re-interview for a different role. Mm-hmm. End up interviewing with the person that they picked up for me. That's not overqualified for me. They got the complexion for the protection. I'm just saying they do. And even in our process, you know what? I'm going to find it and I'm going to let you see what I sent the recruiter, because my frustration really was not aimed at the recruiter. It was aimed at them in the process of wasting my time.
But we get the frustration though. Like we're the person who has to take the frustration.
Yeah. Well, I made sure to implicitly say twice, hey, this is not aimed at you. You've been great.
Yeah, sure.
The recruiter was great. They, in a sense, not really her because she's doing her job, but in a sense, they're making her lie and look bad.
Yeah.
Because I'm like, this is BS.
That's an integrity issue.
Yeah.
It's like, don't waste somebody's time. That's any company in any industry. You see and learn certain things when you are a job seeker. And then like for me, when I was a job seeker and then I switched over into being able to make offers to job seekers, you see and hear a lot of the things that are where certain classes of people do not have to deal with certain things, and you will understand because you are not a minority. So there are just certain things you won't understand. My first exposure to it was in higher education when you would like, I remember being at a company and my mentor telling me someone tried to throw me under the bus. I'm like, won't be the last time. So what was interesting about it was my mentor was in the room and she spoke up for me. And I was like, bet, appreciate it. But you hear certain things of how people move when you're not there. Yeah. And that's where HR and the recruiters come in and say, hold up, we not going to do this. Mm-hmm. So, and it's unfortunate that that most of the time, because the recruiters are the people who has to deliver the news, it is difficult. Like yesterday when we were at MixerCloud, this young lady asked Christy and I, she mentioned that she had gotten a dispo email on a Sunday. And she was like, well, what's up with I don't understand why I got this dispo email on a Sunday. And I explained to her, I said, well, it could very well have been that the recruiter, whoever it was that was attached to that role, was preparing for their week. And if they were preparing for their week and it was on a Sunday, because sometimes I do it, I'll prepare for a week, but there are certain things that I have to tell myself, Shanae, right now is not the timing to click this button. Wait till Monday to click this button. Right. And so I told the young lady, I said, well, whoever is over the position could have very well just been preparing for their week. and they could have very well just clicked the button on a Sunday. Now, is to the job seeker, is that right? Probably not. To the person running the position, it's I'm cleaning something off of my plate. Mm-hmm. So every time I hear that, I've had to adopt both angles. Yeah. I've had to adopt, if I click this button on a Sunday, on a Saturday, how is it going to make the person who receives this email feel? And then I'll tell myself, Shanae, can this wait till Monday? Yes. If it can wait till Monday, click it on Monday.
Yeah, I see both. I see both angles in there. I'm not mad at that. It was just, this is the fact that I had inside information, and I read them their rights.
I know that's right.
I had to. And eventually, I'm probably gonna do another episode on it because it's just a lot of stuff. But between that, I have an episode where I did on being like ghosted. But here's the kicker. This is why I do always work out. I was ghosted bad for like a SOC lead role for Texas Instruments. What, 6 years ago? 8 years ago? No, seven. And the guy was telling me, yeah, you really got it. We got to meet with the people. And after that, I didn't hear nothing. This went on once. Mind you, it was around my birthday. This would piss me off because I'm thinking about that something on a Sunday. Around my birthday, I had been laid off, and I got laid off, in February? Yeah, officially February, but in January, they let me know it's going to be laid off. So I'm outside, I'm having a good time. Oh, yeah, I got a job coming. Woo-doo-woo. Mm-hmm. Keep on emailing.
Nothing.
What my boy say on Stan? Hey, Slim, I wrote you, but you still ain't calling. Yeah. Like, I'm feeling like that. I'm like, man, what's going on? Yeah. I sent the most sucker type of email I could have sent because at that time you're desperate. Your bills are piling up on you. Like, I tell people all the time, that's why, I'm honest. I'm like, look, the only time I was laid off, I ain't made a decision. Car note or rent. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Once the unemployment is I'm like, what I'm picking.
Yeah.
And I picked rent. I was like, once I land something, I'll catch the car note back up, which I did. Credit took a hit, but I had to make that decision.
Yeah.
But I was so mad at that situation until you fast forward a couple of months when I started working at the company I was working at Optiv. June 1st, 2018, all of us get on the contract. And one of the guys that came there actually came from Texas Instruments. Specifically, the company that they used to recruit for Texas Instruments was Talent 101. And he was like, I was like, you went there? He said, yeah, I used to work there with Jack and Nick and whatever. He said, man, you actually missed out on something bad, so it was good for you. It's like the person they hired, she didn't even know anything. It's trash. Everybody's leaving. Mm-hmm. So in that moment, I was like, that's kind of how I be sometimes. Yeah. Like you right in it, and like you can't see like why is everything not going right for me? Because I tell my job seekers that now. I just left the coaching clients a message today about like, yo, it's Q1. I was like, sometimes the job market don't really heat up to about the end of Q1, Q2. They getting the budgets and recs in order. I was like, if your LinkedIn has been a little dry, I was like, mine last couple of weeks been like popping, like with some big stuff. So I was like, just take your time. Sometimes it's not you, because I told them about the situation. I was telling you about the company and the recruiters. Mm-hmm. I've told them so many things that I don't really say like on YouTube all the time that I can just share with them so they know, hey, it ain't you. I've told them plenty of times like, hey, I've literally got verbal offers for roles, and it was like, man, we want to bring you on, but we got to close the rec out because we don't know what's going to happen in the next year. Wow. It's happened. I tell them that all the time. I said, don't get distraught. It's happened to me. I've told them, I was like, listen, I said, my resume has helped me interview for fame companies, and I've had hospitals. The other day I potted something at 12:10 p.m., 12:13. Sorry, we going with other people. I was like, I know for a fact y'all didn't read it because in this region, I'm very qualified for that. But that was neither here nor there. It was just letting them know, hey, the stuff that y'all still go through, I go through too. So I'm just letting y'all know I'm no different from y'all.